Can the stock market predict the winner of the presidential election next Tuesday? There is no shortage of predictions for this year's presidential election. One indicator gaining attention is that the Standard & Poor's 500 has predicted every presidential election winner since 1984 and 87% of election winners since 1928. It goes like this. If the S&P is up in the 3 months prior to Election Day, the incumbent party wins. If the S&P is down in the 3-month period, the incumbent party loses the election. The clock began on August 3rd, and the S&P 500 closed at 3,294 on that day. At the close of trading today, the S&P 500 is within 1% of that level. Today is 6 days from the election, so what does this mean? Does that point to a dead heat in the election? A closer look at the stock market performance of specific industries may tell a different story. Industries that investors believe would benefit under a second term for President Trump, such as financials, energy, for-profit education, and for-profit prisons, aren't doing well. Industries that could benefit from a Biden presidency, such as renewable energy and infrastructure, are up recently. These factors point to a market preparing for a Biden presidency. In 2016, the market got it right, even though the polls just before Election Day reflected an impending victory for Hillary Clinton. The stock market told a different story. Not only was the S&P 500 down in the 3-month period prior to Election Day, indicating that the incumbent party would be voted out, but stocks tied to industries that would likely benefit from a Trump victory were higher in the run-up to Election Day. There is also a larger framework at play this year. Since the financial crisis developed beginning in 2006, there have been 7 federal elections. This country's voters removed the party in power in 6 of those 7 elections. Over the past 100 years, there has not been this kind of political volatility. Voters seem to love voting out whoever is in power, no matter who it is. On top of that, this year we've had transformational events in the form of a global pandemic, a recession, lockdowns, and mass protests. Also, over the past 100 years, every president who avoids a recession in the 2 years before the election wins re-election, and every president who presides over a recession within the 2 years of the election always loses re-election. Since we had a deep recession earlier this year, this would point in Biden's favor. We will soon find out if this trend continues.